games. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm a big organic flow of things kind of person. And I've been doing content for so long that I've always wanted to arrive at a place where you just get on and just do and be and speak freely, like,
yeah,
within reason, of course, because nobody likes that guy. Like, nobody likes intentional douchebag guy that just says the thing to get the response.
right.
I can't, yo, them kind of niggas, yo, those dudes are the bane of my existence. Like, the sky is blue. Nah, brother, what you've been told is a lie, as you can see from the esoteric beginnings of the, bro.
That's kind of part of my little issue.
Oh,
today.
I'm gonna let you get your
That's
bars
kind
off.
of part of it too.
I'm gonna let you get your bars off. Trust and believe. But I was thinking about the conversation. I was thinking about the conversation you and I were. I said you and I. Look at me. Anyway, you can tell I supervise people because me and you should have been the first natural thing I said naturally. I've become such a Republican. Anyway, say something. No, no.
Nah, you good, bro. You good.
No. All right. First of all, start over. What you said you was playing GTA?
Yeah.
On what?
P4.
Like, I feel like PlayStation gamers talk to Xbox gamers how console gamers talk to all of us. Think about what I said. It's
You
really
mean like
just,
the PC? Do you mean like the PC gamers or like?
yeah. I feel like PC gamers talk down to all of us, but
Yeah.
PS players talk to Xbox players like that's what you're doing. Like,
I remember my engineer, the guy I go to record with and shit. It's like, and it's a home setup, but he's like a DJ, so everything is literally like, you know what I'm saying, all his technology shit. So I go over there. One of the first maybe 1 or 2 times I go over there, he's just like, he got mad at the old PS2 games and old Xbox games, and I'm going crazy. He got Guitar Hero and San Andreas and all that. He's just like, yeah, but I play everything from the joint, from the PC. And I'm just like, huh? And he started breaking it down. He literally pulled the joint up, pulled up Midnight Club 3. I'm just like, he was like, yeah, bro, I don't even need the console anymore. I'm not getting the P5. I was like, oh, my bad, bro. Like, I got it.
see, but that's different. That's different. Because I can see what he did and I can see the value in that. Because it's like all of us taking our old music and putting it on a hard drive.
Yeah.
That's basically what he did. And I can respect that. I can respect that all day. But I had to chuckle to harken back to our conversation from earlier, how we was like, weed heads is honest about it versus like people who do other drugs, they got to make up nifty little sayings just to get by. Whereas like, if you see a smoker and he about to dip, hey, what you about to do? I'm going to go smoke. If you see cokeheads skulk off because they never just confidently peel off.
Yeah, they gotta go.
Cokeheads always gotta look like what they're doing is so covert because in their mind it is.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I've known you for 4 years. I know you do coke. First of all, why you gotta sneak away?
Right.
There's no way.
You gotta be Batman with it.
Right. And say, hey man, I'm gonna go do coke. Don't be like, hey, I'm gonna go ride on that train, if you know what I mean. Ha ha. Wow. Like, what?
Nah, facts.
Anyway, but in the honesty and transparency of weed heads, I thought about 2001. I'm gonna take you. Don't tell me what grade you was in. I will punch you in your chest. I'm just telling you. And I know you'll hit me back, and I'm cool. But just know, any comment about how old you were in 2001 will yield you an obligatory punch in the chest from an older person to a younger person. But now my curiosity's got me in trouble. How old were you in 2001?
2001, that was 9/11. I was in 4th grade.
I will punch you.
No, I'm lying. That was like towards the end of 4th grade. But I had
either way, your 10-year-old chest could have got real quick. But in the transparency of weed heads, right? 2001, I was living in Detroit on a whim because that's who I was when I was younger. I was very much a vagabond. And I didn't even do the very much a vagabond for alliteration's sake. That's just what I had.
Mm-hmm.
So in saying that, my man one day, we was chilling one night. in all truthfulness, rolling off ecstasy. And I said, yo, bro, what you doing this summer? He's like, I live here, da 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 da. You should come stay with me. So you just thinking, it's ecstasy talk. It's 2001. I'm 23. I don't care if y'all know that because I'm grown now and I pay taxes. Anyway, right. So he's like, yo, you should come stay with me. So, you know, the night goes through, it wears off in the morning. He was like, hey, I was serious. You should come stay with me this summer. Fast forward to me living in Detroit from May 2001 to November 2001.
Okay.
And I want to tell you, first of all, it was a very rapid descent into an addiction that led me to understand who I was as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I knew in that moment I was never that person to do something moderately.
Right.
So
okay.
I'm living in Detroit. That's a sidebar. So I'm living in Detroit. Me and my man Scott, we go to the club one night. We chilling. You know, we see these two Cambodian chicks. We link. They come back. We don't beat. That's a whole nother story. But they came through. They're like, yo, we're driving down from Lansing to Detroit. And that's a decent hike. Like, that's not a light trip.
Mm-hmm.
So they come down, right? We kicking it mid-story. Not today. Mid-story, I'm babysitting my man's kids because he said he'd be right back. I fell for the okie doke. I was hot because he knew my plan, which means he intentionally hated. I'm yo, I'm laughing because I'm gonna tell you about the mid part later too, because it's foul. I'm so mad. Anyway, he ditched his kids on me. The chicks came through. We you know what I'm saying? We puffing, we chilling, we talking. It's whatever. Nothing, like I said, nothing goes down. So they're about to leave. They go, hey, can we have the roaches for the ride home? In my mind, I said to myself, I'm never gonna call these girls ever again.
Right.
What? You want, and I'm not even the roaches we smoked, but the others too.
Oh, nah, that's out of pocket.
Like, hey, for our troubles, seeing as how we didn't come here for this, can we take these at least? Now, my man Scotty had one of the funniest voices to me because his face did not match his voice. He looked like, and this is no disrespect, because my man had squabbles. He was always down to knuckle. That's what I loved about my white boys from Detroit. They was always down to knuckle, which is going to lead us into our first topic. I swear I'm going to let you talk. I just wanted to point this in direction.
Do you think?
So, Scotty looked like a young Joey McIntyre from New Kids on the Block. You might not know who that is. I know you're young, vaguely. But just know that reference. Just understand that reference. Now, after they leave, he looks at me, looks at the kids, looks at the ashtray, looks at me, and goes, yo, what just happened? 20 minutes later, homeboy comes and picks up his kids. Scotty goes, what's the Detroit term for it? Because I want to be historically and regionally accurate. I think he might have said something like, yo, we should probably mop him out though, right? He wanted us to beat him up. And that's how I expressed it. He's like, no, not in front of the kids. And still, though, he was so tight at the whole, because the way that it was set up, though, it could not have been set up any better. Mm-hmm. The dude I lived with intentionally left because I described the situation to him because he was there when we first got to the situation and it all unfolded. He's like, oh, he was like the chicks from the Asian. He's like, I'm out. He's like, you and Scott, that's gonna be ill. He was with it, so he emptied it out. But the thing I didn't take into account at the time is the guy who had me borrow his kids was there when we were talking about it. So he was big hating. He lived upstairs with his girl, so he never could go nowhere. Every place he went, his moves was clocked. He was a house nigga for real, because his girl was white. I said house nigga, and I meant it. He was always in the house with kids. She worked with me because she got me the job at this call center. So, in saying that, they wanted roaches for the ride. Detroit, I want to stay there because I have a question for you about Eminem. People would think I don't like Eminem, right? But I do. I respect him for the fact that he's the greatest rhymer of words ever. Nobody rhymes words better than him. People will argue MF Doom. People will argue Pharoah Monch. They'll argue all these people. That's fine. This man rhymes words, syllables, sounds, noises, onomatopoeia.
Yeah, like, he goes crazy.
What do you mean? He's the greatest at that. His relatability is where I struggle to see why we place him where we place him, knowing, in all fairness, Joe Budden had his story before him. You know, strife within the family, drug addiction, baby mom issues. That's Joe Budden's story. And I knew that before Joe Budden wrote Slaughtermouse. I was saying that when I first heard Joe Budden, I was like, yo, I feel him. Like you, what do you say? Young G's who had to see their moms on crack. That's us. That's our story. But we didn't accept it from him. Not we globally didn't accept it from him. But we was like, yo, the white boy got a story. What do you got to say? He's beefing with his moms. He want to kill his baby moms. Oh, man, yo, I can relate to you. Are you kidding?
Right. No, I know exactly what you mean.
So, in saying that, I watched Eminem beef Tony Stark eye roll. I'm probably going to put it right there. Pause. Triple entendre. Don't even ask me how.
Right.
But I watched Eminem beef with niggas who don't beef back for real. He throws jabs. We watched him punch on pop stars, applauded him, watched him go at Benzino, who can't rap, that in a way that gives us the idea that this is really a fair match in fisticuffs.
Yeah, it's kind of like a worthy opponent.
We watched him do that, let him get away with it. Even when Joe Budden called that man to the carpet, he didn't say nothing. Joe Budden was like, I want beef. For real. Like, Joe Budden went at Sci-Hi. Like, Joe Budden went at Drake, who Drake took his time, but you know what I'm saying? And this isn't a pro Joe Budden thing. This is me asking you, what's your Eminem take given the I can't ask you how to play it. I'm just saying, what's your take on that? Because with all that I've given you, like, how do you just go, Flo? I know what I'm trying to ask you, but at this moment, I'm at a loss for words with how I want to present the question to you.
I feel like I have like a complicated perspective on Eminem, because like when he was putting out the Slim Shady and Guess Who's Back and what's the other joint? It's a couple joints from back then. I'm Sorry Mama, you know what I'm saying? Stan, right. All of the joints, like all of those joints came out, I was just like, all right, this guy's kind of cool. I wasn't like I still wasn't really into it fully yet.
Right.
But I was like, all right, this is cool. But when 8 Mile came out, I didn't see it in theaters. I didn't see it maybe for like maybe a year or two after it came out. somebody I knew either had the DVD. No, every time I went to my grandmother's house, this is so weird. The first time I saw 8 Mile was at my grandmother's house. No funny shit. I remember, yeah, I was at my grandmother's house, and I think she might have been sleeping or something, and I was like, all right, 8 Mile's on TV, we just gonna watch it. And I think I might have watched that movie like 10 or 15 times. You know what I'm saying?
I too was captivated. So
I was just like, yo, this is just amazing. And I still wasn't really fully in rap yet. You know what I'm saying? I was still kind of just like, all right, might write a little poem here, might watch a little Def Poetry Jam here, but I wasn't really like in it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, cool, this guy's dope. Watching the battle at the end, oh, he's ill. You listen to his music, he's ill, but I'm not analyzing lyrics around that time. I was like, oh, this just sounds cool. Once I get to the point where I'm literally writing and rapping and conversing, engaging with other rappers and stuff like that, and I'm hearing the people's perspective, I'm just like, people really put this guy pretty high up. Like, one of my homies, he's like an Eminem fan. Like, I put Jay-Z number one, he puts Eminem number one. You know what I'm saying? So,
but okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We often go back and forth about that, right? So I'm like, all right, let me go listen. I went and listened to I listened to a project he put out before his first album, like his first mixtape or something.
Infinite.
Yep.
Infinite. That's how
I listened to that.
I was introduced to Eminem in high school through Infinite and Lyricist Lounge. So when people hear me say that, this is where I'm gonna pass it right back to you. But this is what gets me upset with other hip hop fans who don't listen to what I say, bro. I go back to the beginning of a lot of the people you're arguing with me about, in the sense that hip hop Olympics and all that, like, what you mean? Like, I come from that. Right. You got on when you heard freaking Stan or maybe My Name Is. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, you're good, bro. So I went and listened to Infinite, the Marshall Mathers LP, Slim Shady, Encore. Everything maybe up. I forget what happens after Encore. But I listened to those.
Eminem Show.
I think I heard that one too.
So okay.
I think I listened to that one too. I listened to all of the really, really popular ones before he started like doing his collabs with like Rihanna and like the pop stars and shit like that. So I have a respect, like how you said, I have a respect for his lyricism, for his skill and all of that. I can't relate to, like how you said, I can't necessarily relate to all of the stuff that he talks about. I can listen to it and understand. It's just like, oh, damn, that sounds crazy. Like the way you describe it, the way you articulate it and wordplay it, that's amazing. It's just not something I gravitate towards. You know what I'm saying?
I've never been mad enough with my mom to write a rap, basically defaming her character publicly. But this is the weird part.
Yeah.
That's the part that, listen, art and reality, blah, 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 right? Because I know some hardcore Eminem fans who are literally probably going to unfollow or block me because I'm about to say what I'm about to say. What you accept from this man's mouth are the same things that some people demonize in rap culture. Oh, so absolutely. You're like, I've never heard a black art. We come from the I'll Always Love My Mama, Dear Mama. There's mad mama songs, right? Y'all.
He literally does the opposite of that.
And we're like, nah, go ahead, express yourself. What? But I almost feel like we're watching it like we're taking a peek into the other side of life's life. Mm-hmm. Like we're it's almost like why do you feel that way? Oh, she's addicted to drugs. Well, so like why are you still mad? Like and that was never really made clear.
Right.
In his music, all we know is he didn't like her. She popped pills. Okay. She put you on the bad situation because of the addiction. A lot of us have been there.
Right.
Still not with why you're mad. Oh, you got beat up. You were bullied. Hey, middle school for a lot of us. I'm still not with you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think where it ends for me is when people draw such an emotional attachment to why they're mad that I don't get it. I just explained to you why. Succinctly at that. None of what I say is ever emotionally driven. And I think that's what throws people about my hip hop opinions. I don't have an emotional attachment to these things. I'm just trying to understand why you do and how you can make it make sense to me outside of the emotion.
Right.
If you could please take the emotion out of what you're saying and let's just have a practical conversation about this thing that we're both emotional about.
Right.
Bro, I love hip hop music. I love hip hop culture.
There's not many artists I can do that for. When you said that just now, I was thinking like about, because I don't like necessarily getting into rap debates because a lot of times people don't debate in good faith. So it's like, like they don't debate in good faith. Like we're not gonna be honest.
There's that slick punchline.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my boy.
Like,
go ahead. I'm hearing you.
So I get annoyed with rap debates sometimes. That's why sometimes you'll see some of my posts. I'm just like, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll hear something or watch somebody say something. I'm just like, there's absolutely no way you just said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a post. I think I decided not to post it, but it was literally me stitching someone else saying like, oh, look, we finally know what this is saying, what Kanye is saying at the end of Runaway. Bro, I didn't even let him finish the video. Bro, I stitched it and I said, yo, dog, I don't mean to burst your bubble. I don't mean to kill your engagement or anything, but I 1000% have known what Kanye West has been saying at the end of Runaway since at least 2013. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I had to stop myself after I posted it. I was just like, damn, did I just get rage baited?
I don't know what he's talking about. Is he
Runaway.
talking?
Yeah, he's talking. Yeah. He's literally just repeating the hook, but freestyling it. And as it gets closer to the end of the song, the distortion fades away. So when you listen, it sounds like someone's playing a guitar. It's like,
oh no, I know he's vocalizing in some form. I do know that.
Yeah, it's literally just the hook.
What was his conspiracy theory?
It wasn't a conspiracy. He was saying it as if like it's finally been debunked. Like, so guys, we finally know what Kanye West is saying at the end of the song. And I got so annoyed because I'm just like,
fam, you don't realize most
to
people are late to the party?
Like, no, that's the thought I had afterward. I was just like, I think I fake crashed out a little bit. I might have to roll that back.
People are late to the party about mad things.
Nah, facts. So like, I forgot why I even started mentioning that. That was in response to something you said. But
see, that's the problem. Hold on. We're not doing this is live. We're not doing this. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead.
I'm fried right now. My fault, bro.
Yo, but, we was like load screen. Come on, man.
You had said something,
guys. Hold on. Nah, because now I'm too curious to let it go.
No, I think you had said something about people's emotional attachment to certain things.
People's emotional attachment. You said there's not an artist you can do that for.
There's not a lot. Not a lot of them.
Okay,
I can have that type of debate and like I can have that type of debate with somebody about Jay-Z, Kanye, Tyler the Creator, I probably have to think about a few more that like I could really like, no, I'm sticking my flag in the sand for this person. Like those are my three. And like old Kanye.
So I kind of do that for people because I speak from a mindset of someone who's always been underrated, right? I never went and I would just do things to get props versus going to take my props. Like I'm gonna go over there and take my props. I would be right here getting my props for being good at rapping you would notice that there are people deciding to come where I'm at. You would eventually get over there, and you just now knowing that I could rap, but they been knew. That's why they came over here instead of going over there. But because you're loud and you create the most noise and you generate the most crowd, it looks as though you're gifted. And you're not.
I see where you're going. Mm-hmm.
And the reason in those days I was so confident is you could hand me a newspaper and start pointing at words, and I'm taking from the da-da-da. Oh, a matter of fact, I'd rather have the Daily Post at the and somebody drop a Daily Post. Da-da-da-da-da. Like, and that's how I used to be able to freestyle. Can I do that anymore? Nope, not that in shape. I'm in penman shape. I just made that up, and I feel sad that it was that corny once I said it. Anyway,
no, that's not bad though. That's not bad though.
But now I'm gonna make it a real phrase because I'm in penman shape. If you give me a beat that I absolutely love, I am going to punch your melon off for however long that beat is. However, if I hear a beat and I immediately get a concept, if you give me a day and a half, that will, and I'm talking about, bro, I did this the other day. I wrote something called Gemini Man because I'm a Gemini. But I started thinking about all the historic Geminis who are famous, and I weaved it in. And the reason I weaved it in is because me and my girl was having a conversation. And I said, I know you don't get excited to hear my rapidy raps. I know you'd rather hear concepts because women don't care about rapidy raps, bro. They want to know something about you or a thing, right? Yeah. So I read more of my concept stuff to her. But I wrote Gemini Man, and I was like, but you don't understand, Clara. I'm going to say her name, Clara. I said, what you don't understand, Clara, is in everyone who raps, we understand that y'all don't care that we can rap, but we rap for the people who love rap because we like to let them know that those people still exist, and I'm rapping for you. I'm rapping so I want you to rap back to me. Rap. Let's rap. Yeah. But I also know that I feel like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Some of my message raps, I have some stuff to say that people could really relate to. But that's what I'm afraid of, because now I gotta polish it more. You see what I'm saying? I've been sitting on this song. It's done. I gotta go back over to emote better, I gotta relearn it to emote better so it hits harder.
Yeah. Yes. That
don't
is
worry,
like,
we gonna have a
if we can have like just 2
later.
seconds on that part, right?
Go ahead.
2 seconds, bro. That right there, bro, is something that, and this is why I say, like, I like chronically study rap music and hip hop like a scientist, bro, to the point where sometimes I can't listen to enjoy it. I have to dissect it, bro. What you said right there is literally the difference I notice when I'm listening to my raps, and then I go listen to one of my favorite artists, and I'm just like, damn, like, what is missing? And I realize I rap like this.
I know.
I rap like this instead of how I am when I'm passionate. Like, when I get like that, I need to do that more.
Yes, you do.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
But here's the thing. You know what I enjoy? And this is why I'm thankful that I met you. Because whereas you kind of got me to get off the bench a little bit, I feel like I just taught you something. And it's and in this moment, I came up with a concept for a song that nobody else can do. It's going to be called Phantom Menace. You are Red and Black Man. I am the guy with the hood actually, I don't even have the hood yet. I'm still the senator. I'm still Senator Palpatine in the suit. You
right.
Yes, you're Darth Maul. No, everybody thinks you came from somewhere else, but it was me. Not that I created you, but generationally.
Nah, facts.
Phantom Menace.
That makes sense.
Now, but I'm thinking to myself, because I listen to your beats, And I'm like, he likes drums, but not like that.
Not that much. I have a thing like where, and I think about this all the time when I'm making beats, bro. It's to the point where sometimes I won't even open the laptop until I know specifically what I'm about to do, because 9 times out of 10, I'm listening to something, and let's say it's a Benny the Butcher beat, right? I'll listen to it, and it'll be probably just not the basic, but your standard boom bap. You know what I'm saying? Your kick, your snare, your hi-hats in the middle, maybe a nice bass under it. Me, while I'm making the beat, before I put the snares in, I'm listening to it. I'm just like, oh, but this right here, though. Like this little, like just this pocket right here of no snare or no bass drum or no hi-hat, I love that. Like, I feel like that's kind of where my flow like lives the best. Because yeah, like even if you listen to Green Ranger, a lot of those songs, the drums don't really start hitting hard until like the middle of the song. Like Green Ranger, you'll hear the bass don't kick in until like 45 seconds in. You know what I'm saying? Morphin' Time,
Yes,
most
you're
of that
right.
song
You're right.
is me rapping
It's like you
with
walking us
just
to
the
it.
yeah.
That's another Kanye thing too. From Shut Up. Kanye did that same
I
thing
don't even know what you're
on
referring
Goodness
to.
Gracious. Blood on the Leaves.
You know what?
When because
He
the beat
did.
starts, and then the trumpet just comes, and then it's on. But it just overtakes you. What you're saying, like when you drop, and I notice in Green Ranger, it's like you're walking us to that. You're right. There's no. Oh, I just noticed that. There's no.
Like my beats don't like, and I try to adapt to doing this more, but my beats almost never start like aggressively. You know what I'm saying? Even before, like if you would have heard the music I was making before, I used to have like full 30, 45 second just you know what I'm saying?
Why though?
I honestly, I'm trying to remember where exactly I pulled inspiration to do that from, because I listen to so much rap. But like, I don't know, bro. It's really the way I write sometimes. Like when I get a beat or I get an idea, a lot of the times I have the beat first. Like almost 90% of the time I have the beat first. You know what I'm saying? So I'll listen to the beat, and once I get those first couple lines, it's just like, oh, now we're going somewhere. This is the start. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the best analogy I've ever came up with to describe this, I think I told somebody this once before a couple years ago. The way I like to rap, the first 4 to 8 bars is me just displaying the weapon. Like you ever like when you watch the old Batman movies when he's fighting everybody, he'll knock everybody out 1, 2, 3, and then you get the one dude who comes with the nunchucks and he get like a 10-second nunchuck thing. Mm-hmm. That's literally me every time I start a verse. I'm just like, no, you have to know what this weapon is. Like you have to see what this weapon can do. You know what I'm saying?
But I call it a. You know why you're here?
Huh?
You know why you came here? That's what I call it. My first, like I jump it off like that. You know exactly why you're here. Matter of fact, hold up. Let me see if I mean that. So here's hold on. The way that this beat comes on, I was like, I gotta attack this, and I couldn't even write anything to it. It does this for a little bit. I don't have them. I don't. Okay, the double time flow, I can do it, but to do it how I like to hear it takes me to be in a little better shape. I don't like when people do it choppy. And what I mean by choppy is they leave space at the beginning of the line. Instead of just being like, they go, like don't if you're gonna double time flow, you really gotta have that breathing discipline and understand. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't do a disservice to bounce flow. So I'll hear a beat like that, and I'll be like, I love the way that beat sounds, but I can't do that. But I want to, so let me listen to. You know what I'm saying? I'm a beat ruminator. Like I'll hear a beat and I'm like, no, I that beat's hard. I have to write something to that.
Yeah.
But then you got the aggressive drum type beat. I love drums. Like that's where I like to live. But you know why I like to live in that space? Because it's something you lyrically broke me down, and then I was like, yo, I went back to what I was writing, and I was like, I do write like that. But it leaves me room to do that, because here's where I'm about to pass it to you and your gripes. But I like to play in that freeway lane, because I'm going to say that that's where it originated. But actually, Prodigy did it too. So you have Freeway Prodigy, who did the 1 2 2 1 1 2, like the rhyme scheme. Like if you start here, your next rhyme is going to be on the fourth bar. The middle two are going to rhyme with each other. But those middle two will have to do with what came from it and where it's going. Because I love double entendres, bro. I spent my mid-20s to 30s in a thesaurus. Just cuz.
I remember when I first learned what an entendre was. And I think for the concept to fully make sense, it took a few years. Like, my older brother, he's 8 years older than me. When Diamonds Are Forever came out, right? Now, remember the last time I told you I used to be like just randomly reciting Jay-Z lyrics because I would hear them all the time. So, and then even when I went to school, I pretended like those were my lyrics, and they was just like, nigga, you know that's not you. So when Diamonds Are Forever came out, I was already a Kanye fan. I was bumping that album crazy. So when the remix dropped, I'm listening to it. I'm just like, oh my God, they got Jay-Z on it. So I listened, and I'm just like, I think I was probably walking with my brother somewhere, or we were probably in the car or something. Like the song was playing somewhere, and I'm reciting the lyrics, and he's just like, "Do you know what that means? Like, do you know what he's saying?" I'll never forget this day. I don't remember exactly where I was standing, where he was at, but I'll never forget this day. He looked at me, he said, "You know what was happening right now? What he's saying?" And I'm just like, "Not necessarily. I just know it sounds cool. Some of the things make sense. Like, oh, he said diamond and this is like Rockefeller to diamond." I was like, I get that makes sense, but I don't know what an entendre is. So all I really know is things rhyming. And oh, that reminds me of this. I don't know that you're doing that intentionally. You know what I'm saying? So he breaks down the whole.
Oh, yo, you finding things out in a childlike way is hilarious to me. Go ahead, Doug.
So he's breaking down the how could you fall to when you're the Rock of Gibraltar? I had to get off the boat so I could walk on water. I knew the walk on water thing because I was in church. So I was just like, oh, that's a reference to Jesus. Oh, I got that. Then he starts adding all the other context because he was in church too, but of course, he's older, so he had a deeper understanding. So he's just like, yeah, the Rock of Gibraltar is this, and And then he said Shirley Bassey, he's like, Shirley Bassey is the lady that's singing. And I'm just like, mind blown, bro. I'm just like, what are you saying to me right now, bro?
What words are you using in my ears?
Like what? And I think I might have got a little annoyed. Because I'm just like, damn, you almost ruined it for me. But now I'm curious to know what the deeper meanings are. Right? So it still hasn't really kicked in yet. When I joined the step team, I started hanging out with my homie Suede. I call him Suede. We both Jay-Z fans. He put me on to. He's the one who really got me like to open up my rhyme book and start writing things down again. Because he had a rhyme book. He was the first person I knew in real life that had a rhyme book. You know what I'm saying? So, and he was like 2 years younger than me, 3 years younger than me. No, I'm lying. He was like a year, maybe 2 years max. So he's probably turning 30 this year. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hit him up. He probably just turned 30. I gotta hit him up. Freaking, he would let me read his rhymes. He would let me read his rhyme book. Right? That was really my dog. Like, he would let me read his rhyme book before I started rapping. So I'm just like, yo, this is tough. And he would read them to me. He'll rap them to me. I was like, damn, this is tough. I'm still not really rapping yet. I'm still kind of doing my little thing, poetry on the side, whatever. We both fans of Jay-Z though. So I remember American Gangster came out. Right? And I'm listening to the album, of course. One day I go over to his crib, and because we were such church heads, we would literally like watch gospel videos in the car. His mom had the expedition with the TVs, so they would put the Fred Hammond DVDs on in the car. We would watch those. When we got to the crib, it's like, all right, we're gonna watch some rap, like we're gonna watch some hip hop. You know what I'm saying? While mom's is cooking, we're gonna watch some hip hop. So we in there listening, and he's just like, yo, bro, do you understand how crazy Jay-Z is? And I'm just like, yeah, bro, he's my favorite. He's just like, nah, bro, do you know what he's saying? And he starts breaking down certain lyrics, and I'm just like, what? This is amazing. Because now, in my mind, I'm just now catching on to the wittiness of Kanye West. Right? Kanye West is in that moment, Kanye West was like the most witty person. Kanye, Talib, Mos Def. Because I had listened to them too, but I didn't know what necessarily they were talking about. Well, no, I knew what they were talking about. I just didn't understand the webs being weaved. So I remember one day years later in our friendship, he broke down Prelude. I don't know, is it Prelude? It might be. No, he broke down Prelude for me, but he also broke down another song where he said, I'm the monster, the double entendre, Coke is still my sponsor. And then he said something else in between there, and he's like, Young Ho still making money off soda or something like that. You know what I'm talking about. I haven't heard that song in so long, I can't get the words right. But he broke that down to me, and I was just like, oh, this is what wordplay is. This is what an entendre is. Now I have to go back and listen to everything again. You know what I'm saying? I hope you can find that song for me.
Right now. Hold on.
You know what song it is?
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on. I know exactly how I'm gonna find it. I'm going about it the wrong way. Come on. I know the name of the song too. Like, that's what's killing me.
I don't.
I hear it in my head. I know the beat and everything.
Damn, I can't even remember how the cadence of the bars go. Like
I'm telling you.
Some of the words.
That's not it.
Nah, I don't even know if it's on American Gangster. It might be on.
I feel like it is.
It's not on Kingdom Come. Because Kingdom Come had Prelude, right? No, Prelude was on. Yeah, Prelude was on Kingdom Come. You know, you got this. Yeah, that's Prelude. On the internet, they like, you should spin it. I'm like, yeah, that's Prelude.
Is it?
That's not the song though. That's not the song I'm talking about though.
I know the song you're talking about, and I'm really trying to find it because it's.
I think it's on that album.
I know the name. I know the name of the song. I'm upset. That's ridiculous.
But before I lose my my train of thought.
But go ahead. You keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
So pretty much that's when I started like learning really what entendres was, and it's like, all right, I gotta go back and listen now. Now I'm understanding wordplay and word flips, and I'm just like, oh, this is what they do in poetry. Like this is what they do here. That's what that is. I thought they were just like, I thought it was like a thing where people were really good with tying coincidences together. Like the way my mind rationalized it, it was so crazy because now the way I understand it, it's just like, oh, it's just this it's like it's like 1 + 2. You know what I'm saying? But who else was it? What make that even crazier? I one of the first verses I memorized was what's this? Still comes back hard, so easily do a WHIP. My repetition with riches to bring the kilo bitches. I got CO bitches for my niggas who slipped became prisoners. Streets take to the visitors. You already know what the business is. I don't think it's this song either. I don't think so.
Oh, I thought it was that.
Nah,
I'm gonna find it. It's crazy because I sat here like I said I'm looking at the album and I'm like, I know the name of this song, and it wasn't even there. It was not there. Like that's the funny part. But anyways, hold on.
But
hold on. I need to put you in a space. What happened, bro? What happened? Who made you mad? I need to know what old rap dude made you mad. What happened?
Oh, bro. So, all right, let me paint the picture for you, bro. I'm scrolling on TikTok, right? And I think I had just finished editing a video. I like to edit them and just like leave them for a little bit. And I just finished editing a video. I'm like, all right, let me keep scrolling and see what's going on. I'm scrolling and I see this video. It's a dude. It's an older dude. And he's replying to someone's comment. The comment is at the top of the screen. You know how that go, whatever. He's replying to the comment with a video. And the comment, and I can tell just by the words that the person is using, this is a troll. I can just tell, like, this is a troll. Just based off of the information that's being played in the video and what the comment says, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a troll. The comment said, what hip hop songs existed before 1973? Before then, it was just music. From that comment alone, I knew what the conversation was about. Right? Or at least I thought I did. Right? These guys are talking about the origins of hip hop. And this guy, the video, who's posting the video, he's on the side of, man, they was doing hip hop before the Cool Herc Party. I can't stand those people, bro. I can't stand that, bro. But I'll get into it. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch the video. I watched the whole video. It's not even bad information. He's giving good information. He's basically in the video, he's saying there's no reason why I don't. He's really condescending in the way he's correcting people about the origins of hip hop and why he's basically, it almost sounds like he's discounting hip hop. Like that shit ain't nothing. Hip hop was hip hop before it was hip hop. Right? Like all of the blues and jazz and James Brown and folk music and the people who were scatting and rapping and all of that stuff back in the 40s and 30s and 50s, that was hip hop. And in my mind, I got so triggered, bro. And I was just like, nah. But let me find like the most respectful way to engage in this. So I was like, yo, bro, I think the confusion comes in where like you refer to the things that came before hip hop as hip hop. I think that's gonna further the confusion to the whoever it is you're trying to refer to. Because also the person you're talking to, they're a troll. So they're already looking for you to miss out on one piece of information. And if you don't give them the information, they are going to run with whatever narrative they can pull from what you're saying to discredit you. Right? And that's just what I've learned from just interacting with trolls and shit. So I'm just like, all right. I'm trying to be like, not a contrarian, but let me offer some perspective. He's just like, nah, man, hip hop ain't start nothing. That shit was around before. It was this person and that person. And I'm just like, no, I hear you, but. And I had the perfect analogy for this in my head because I just made a video about it 2 days ago, but I told myself I'm not gonna post it because the old head's not gonna like it and they not gonna be willing to put their pride aside to listen to some young nigga. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I ain't gonna post it. But now the interaction is happening right now. So I'm just like, I try again. I say, well, you know what I'm saying, because he's just like, I don't see where the confusion is. I'm just like, it's confusing because you say that these are the precursors to hip hop, but you're also referring to them as hip hop. That can be confusing to someone who's trying to learn about hip hop, and you're saying, nah, hip hop ain't start nothing. Hip hop was this and that and that and that and that. Now it's just like, well, where does it start? Are we like, you know what I'm saying? So he says something again, and he's just like, I forgot exactly what he said, but I responded saying, I was like, nah, bro, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to offer some like perspective or whatever. And he's just like, no, I'm not trying to argue with you either. I'm just saying, like, we the ones who started this. But hip hop wasn't called. He's like, I think he's completely missing my point, right? Long story short, he's missing my point. But I wasn't really tripping on it because I was like, all right, I was about to walk away from the conversation anyway. So another random person jumps in, and this is where I learned what the conversation was really about, and this is where I got tight. Another person jumps in, and they're just like, man, that shit was started by Black Americans, not by no immigrants, not by no this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, whoa. Me and the gentleman here I don't know what you're talking about, right? Because I didn't say it like that. I'm just like, yo, bro, I never said any of those things. I don't know what I've never said anything contrary to what you're saying. So I don't know what your beef with me is. And he's just like, nah, it does matter. Are you even Black? Now I'm mad. Because not mad, but now I'm frustrated because you're smart enough to be on TikTok. You're smart enough to reply to comments and shit, but you're not smart enough to click on my profile and look at the face. The face that's in TikTok is this. Me looking at a microphone. You can't just click on the profile and see me 530 times looking at the same way I'm looking into this screen right now with this.
I mean, on certain days, you do present as Dominican to me.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, all right, whatever. So I'm just like, yes, I am Black American. Have you checked my profile? And what you're referring to has nothing to do with what I'm saying. I'm not debating that. I'm referring to something completely different. He's like, nah, man, it's a diaspora war going on right now. The Jamaicans, the Puerto Ricans, the this, that, and the third, and da 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 da. But it's interesting because these are all of the things I spoke on in the video. And I was saying, like, everybody trying to plant their flag in hip hop for their country, nigga, this ain't the Olympics. Like, y'all niggas look crazy with this divide and conquer shit. So I'm just like, you know what? I said to him, I was like, oh, you are definitely looking for a back and forth. And that's not what I'm here for. Still very high road, very peaceful. Because I'm like 2 seconds away from responding to him as if he's a troll. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, nah, man. You automatically, one, assumed I wasn't Black. Now you talking down to me as if I don't know the context of what we're talking about. And all I'm saying is you're debating with the people of other countries and other cultures about the origins of hip hop and everybody's contribution and saying fuck that shit started by Black people in the 30s and the 40s and 50s. That's all well and good. Hip hop, what I used in the video, I said hip hop is the infinity gauntlet, but hip hop is also 5 elements. You cannot have this specific hip hop infinity gauntlet without each infinity stone. Rapping, DJing, graffiti, breakdancing, knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You can like, so I got a little frustrated. So when I made my video, I feel like I came up with a better analogy. I said, if hip hop is a dish, you cannot call the ingredients
hip hop.
Like if this is a cake,
that's the best one.
This is sugar. This is butter. This is flour, this is eggs. You know what I'm saying? These are the ingredients that make a cake. We're not discrediting the ingredients because you won't have the cake without the ingredients.
Right.
But you can't retroactively call this hip hop.
Right.
And that's the point I was trying to make, and they just weren't getting it. And I was just like, you know what? Even when I make this video, I'm not even gonna tag
what I've learned? When you supervise adults, you have to end arguments mad quick. So one of the things I've learned to do, what I would have said to end this whole argument, I'd have been like, do you know what year they started calling it hip hop? And they'd have said whatever year. And I'm gonna be like, how come they wasn't calling it that before that? Because it wasn't.
I wish I would have thought of that.
Because it wasn't. Can we move on to it? But you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about, guy? Like that's but that and being somebody who I like to, I'm ending it quick because that's the combativeness. Like that's I want to end you so fast before you even get started. I lost, and let me tell you something, because I wanted to tell you a story last time. So it's still living in Detroit, which is the story. It's weird that I even thought of that. And my feet are wide, always, every time. I know I'm sitting right here and I always kick it. There was this guy named Jeff Tackett. He always wanted to battle. He couldn't really rap. He wasn't a rapper for real. He would just say words that rhyme with such conviction. I remember one time I lost a rap battle to him because I was just tired of rapping. And he said a line that it just happened to be funny. And he was like, and you know, it don't get no better because my girl drives a this and your girl drives a Beretta. And for some reason, everybody went crazy.
Yeah, everybody was mad.
I'm so glad this is over. I got tired of actually saying good raps to you. Like,
nah, for real, bro.
Yo, it was the worst. He just would not stop rapping.
Nah, facts. But like, what? On a greater level,
I want to change directions altogether because I wanted to ask you a question.
Hold on, real quick. This is my last thing with the old head thing. What annoyed me more than anything was that, like, damn, we can't even have no type of hip hop forum, no type of discussion between the generations. And now I understand why them young niggas don't want to listen to me or anyone my age, because look at how y'all treat us. And I'm not even trying to beef with you. I'm agreeing with 99.9 of what you're saying. I'm just saying, hey, maybe we could probably get to a better outcome if we say it this way.
But here's what they fear the most. People fear extinction more than anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know if I did this intentionally or it was just like my desire to create things that will last as long as wherever I put them. Because I almost died when my daughter was 9, I have 2 hard drives of like just old content that I did, old music that I recorded, and it says, if you're looking for me. That's what it says on the back. And it may seem morbid to some, but when the story dies, the person dies. And one thing that I find unfortunate is that my grandfather was a pretty cool dude. But his story may die with me because my daughter don't care like that because there's no connection. I can say, yo, your grandfather was a jazz flautist or flutist. It's flautist. He was a jazz flautist. He was real good. And also did mad cocaine. Like, I don't have a lot to tell other than he had these velveteen horses that he would never let me touch. But in saying that, when my daughter tells my story and the other people who I've happened to impact in throughout my life tell my story, like, I have almost a guarantee that my story will last another generation or 2. And that's all you can really hope for. Yeah, for real, for real. And when people start talking about legacy, I think they forget that part. Because when they say legacy, they mean tangible things. They mean things, structures you can see. The guy who built the guy who built the Twin Towers had no anticipation that it would one day be leveled to the ground.
Right.
He didn't think that. He was building a monument to whatever, thinking it would last forever. Because that's what most people do when they build tangible monuments in other people's names. But when you build something in your name, your story that goes with that, that's what's going to carry. That's what the legacy is going to be. It's going to be in the behaviors of the people that come after you. Where did you learn that? Why do you behave that way? Why do you say that the way you say that? Why do you think the way you think? Oh, that comes from my dad, which came from his mom and his dad. Let me tell you about him. The story don't die. The story don't die. And when you wake up thinking about that every day, because there's definitely something I wanted to say to you before we get into this next topic. I wonder to myself if you think about yourself that way. Because you're such a gifted young man.
Sometimes, like when you said that, it made me think about, as soon as you said that, I looked over to the left. To the right. This is my right. These aren't necessarily rhyme books, but these are like, if I can go back, which one is the oldest one? If I go back to this one, I see words and concepts and things that I still say in my raps to this day. It's like a bunch of pictures and stuff when I used to draw and sketch and shit like that. Concepts for my first album. Who am I as a rapper when I was Jedi Carter? Rap assassin, poet, teacher, professor. This is spiritual, intelligence, funny. Like, this is literally me trying to map out myself as a rapper. Like, breaking down all of these different things, all these different concepts. This book I never really filled up. My son used it as a sketchbook, but from then on, the book started getting filled. Like, concept, songs and ideas. Like the idea. Where's this hat? The idea for this hat and the pins and all of this stuff in all of these books. Like, you know what I'm saying? Song ideas, project ideas, the first Green Ranger ideas somewhere in one of these books. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because this is what I was getting.
It's literally the same kind of what you were talking about. Not in the sense of like my content, but just like, if you want to know about Flo and who he was, you'll get a very, very good idea looking through these books. It's vague, but if you're willing to look and, you know what I'm saying, piece the dots together to like the music and shit.
Because when I was on my story the other day, when I was just really feeling how I was feeling, like, I've always felt like nobody writes raps better than me. And when I sat back and I thought about that, and I thought about your project, and I'm like, I wonder if he understands that he's the only one who could have done this concept like this. Nobody could have done that. You're the only person who was qualified enough to do that concept. So, and the reason I thought about that is because you were talking about lyrical breakdown. And when I think about a lot of the things that I say in my braggy raps, I'm making the same point over and over. You don't do this better than me. Let me show you why. Let me tell you how long I've been doing this. Let me tell you why I've earned the right to talk down to you the way I'm talking down to you in these raps.
Yeah.
And until you prove me wrong, until you write something towards me that makes me not able to write back, I'm going to always feel like that. Always. And it's not a slight to people. I think people, when you say you think you're the best at, I've never seen anybody intentionally push their pen like me. I've never seen anybody rewrite stuff that other people would have kept. I listen to other people rap and I'm like, I would have never kept that. I would have came up with a better rhyme for that word, and also been able to, the way you switched the topic is sloppy. Where's the connectivity?
You want to know
You're
something
just
so
writing
funny,
bars.
bro? You want to know something so funny? My first, I guess, you know how when you watch, I guess in like the superhero movies, before the superhero gets their powers, you'll see like little glimpses into their future, like into their destiny and shit. When we used to be on, I remember this very specifically where we were at. We were on the Jackie Robinson Parkway in Brooklyn and shit. We was driving somewhere. Jay-Z song is on the radio. And it had been maybe a month or two since I heard the song last. And the last time I heard the song, I didn't get all the lyrics memorized. So the song is in my head and I keep messing up a lyric. And after a while, I was just like, I think he's saying this. It would make sense if he said this, right? So now I'm piecing together like 3 or 4 bars of a Jay-Z verse that I couldn't remember. And then when I hear it, I'm just like, whoa, that's not what he said. That sounds, why wouldn't you say that? But I don't even realize what that is until later on in life when I'm actually writing and I'm just like, that's what I was doing in the car. I was perfecting a verse. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there thinking like, oh, critiquing a verse. If this was me, I would have done this. Mm-hmm. But really, at the time, it was just, I can't remember what Jay-Z said. So I'm going to try to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
That was interesting.
Like, even when I write, like, that's why I write the way I write. I make sure you hear every word because I don't want you to miss the punch because you didn't hear the setup. Like, I will rewrite words to make sure they don't sound like other things so you don't misunderstand. Like, I mean, even as simple as just transitional words, I make sure they make sense. If I have to, like, hold on, let me give an example just because.
I know exactly what you mean.
Hold on, I got you right now. Like, I will write out the way the word is supposed to sound versus the words. I have an example here because I just did it. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I will write. Oh.
I wish I could be minimalist enough to make
like this slaps so hard.
I feel like I add too much sauce into the pot when it's time to make beats like this. I keep adding more sounds. And it's just like, why are you trying to make an orchestra? You need 2 or 3 sounds and some drums and just get it. Like,
you don't feel like it's not enough noises. Like, what you mean? It's plenty of noises. It's all the noises you need. I can't find what I'm talking about. But when I write, like,
I know what you mean though.
Say that, but like, I make sure my words are succinct because by the time you get to that punch, I want you to be like, hey, yo, okay, I want that. I'm like, because he said that up there. I didn't know he was going to keep taking. I want you to have that.
I feel like for me, it's not so. I need to focus more so on, because I enunciate when I rap, but I need to do it more on certain times because I notice I'll do something and I think it sounds good, but then I'll go listen to it and I'm just like, damn, I didn't realize I stumbled on that word. It sounds okay, but I should have fixed that, right? So what I do sometimes, because I'm so always focused on not wasting a line, like a lot of times, like I'll have my setup like in Lamborghini Dreams. This is me. This is the flexing the weaponry part. Riding through Shibuya in my Countach, Lamborghini dreaming. Then I'm steady scheming on some better ways to stack all of my funds. It's like a complex rhyme pattern. It's just like, it's not saying nothing too crazy, but I'm just showing you how crazy it can get. Like the flow can get, right? So when I get to the part where it's a Ninja Turtle bar, but it's like a very layered Ninja Turtle bar. I said, okay, you a novice with the flow. I'm the aficionado, right? Capping for the camera, just like Leonardo. Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but also aficionado, in my mind, I'm thinking this is an Italian phrase, right? So, aficionado, DiCaprio, compare me to Da Vinci, because I said Leonardo. Compare me to Da Vinci, because I came with the squad. A couple ninjas from New York in Italian cars, right? Because I remember the Ninja Turtles were named after Italian painters, but this song is about an Italian car. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just referencing me and my friends It could be 3 or 4 of us in
Right.
our Italian cars. They could probably be different colors, like
Yeah.
we are the Ninja Turtles. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I like to do stuff like that, where it's just like, if you didn't catch the setup in the first line, it's gonna
Time I
hit
get
you
here, you're
in
not
the
gonna be
head
there.
by the time you get to the 4th one.
You're not gonna
Then
be
it's just
there.
like, and then even then, I think even then the first line of the next 4 bars, I reference Cowabunga, just so you know. It's
But
just
you
like,
know
whoa.
what that involves, though? That involves us trusting our audience. One, to like us enough to want to listen to that long setup and appreciate it when it gets there, or understanding that they can't and writing. That's where the flexibility has to come in. Like, so yes, I do want you to understand that I'm slick. I want you to, but I realized the other day that there's different ways I do it, because on the one that I posted, like the freestyle that I posted, the one line where I said you better tighten up like a Faha do. Girls know that Faha's tighten things up. There you go. That punch was for y'all.
Most dudes, if you
You know
don't
what I'm
know,
saying? Like,
you don't know.
so yeah, you might
Absolutely.
not know all the stuff. I'm gonna get you right here though. Take that. But I've had to learn that, because there was one time, what I say, I did a whole rhyme scheme and I said, I think I'm about to switch the rhyme scheme because I'm done with that. Wily Kit, Wily Cat, Panthro Chitara, Snarf, Lion Nose Father, just so I could say Thundercat.
It's worth it. I already did it. It's worth it.
I did that. That's why I said it.
Because I feel like, and this is where my nerdy side comes out, especially when I'm rapping. Once I'm like, oh wait, Thunder, I can reference Thundercat. So now I gotta do the whole lap now. We can't just go straight to Thundercat.
No,
now.
Yeah.
I have to go around the whole.
Because that feels like lazy writing to us.
And you know where I get that from? I get that from, of course, listening to a lot of Jay-Z, but when I started listening to battle rap, when I started watching battle rap, I watched a lot of Loaded Lux, and then I really started watching a lot of Daylight. So, Daylight is what did it for me. Like,
quantum physics is what got me into that push your pen a little bit more. So quantum physics, and I say that because if I call him QP, then it's gonna be.
I know what you mean. Yeah, gotcha.
Quantum physics made me do that. Lux's Hot 97 freestyle made me do that. Lux's
that freestyle makes my head hurt, bro. When I watch it, I'll be like,
Flo, hear me when I say this. That Loaded Lux Hot 97 freestyle made me take 4 songs and absolutely delete them and start writing over. I had to.
What did it for me? I watched, I think 3 or 4. I think I spent one. It was like a day or two where I watched every Daylight battle. I watched all of them because I was just like, nah, he's crazy. Like the way he sets up, and it's really, really intricate. It's almost too intricate, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm listening. I'm just like, damn. He did a Street Fighter setup, and then I saw another one. He did a Dragon Ball Z setup, and then he did another one where he did like a crazy like Marvel setup, and I was just like, who knew rapping about these things, huh?
The Marvel setup was against Mike P. I think.
Mike P. Yep, Mike P.
Yeah. But we listen. That's why I be telling people, like, where you draw inspiration from is where you draw inspiration from. Just the idea of switching my flow patterns up, that came from me listening to For All the Dogs. Drake and I listen to me. I'm way too hip hop to even care about that. No, if you can say it better than Drake, you would be selling as many records as Drake, whatever secret society ideologies you might have. But if you could say it better than him, you'd be selling better than him. Yeah. Nobody says it better than him. To say it better than him? Come on, man. His delivery's fire. Think about it.
No,
he gets away with doing a whole lot of nothing. Because on what song is it where he he does the Leica thing like for 30 straight bars. It's on for all the dogs. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm gonna see what song it is. I think it might be Sean Wick. I'm not sure. Don't give me the line for I might just play it just to make the example.
What I think what it is I like about Drake, and funny enough, it's one of the things I like about Jay-Z too. It's simply the arrogance in the raps. Like the audacity to say that.
Hold on, real quick. Because he does this, he goes on like a run.
Look, the most decorated, competition decimated. My job is dedicated, your job is designated. Niggas got you to the spot, and then you separated. Reasons for it speculated, we know how it escalated. Rarely celebrated, grade 11 educated. Radio was king again, Billboard got me regulated. Wanna make it fair for you, numbers that I generated. Do right and kill everything, people knew that death awaited. Taylor Swift, the only nigga that I ever rated. Only one to make me drop the album just a little later.
Now, if you really think about everything he just said, he didn't drop not one punch. Just mastering the art of conversationally rapping your points. If you could do it like that, you would have done it. But you couldn't. So he did. Wherever he learned it, however he learned it, I don't care. He's doing it. You can't discredit somebody because he's too successful to unexplain. That's not fair to success. It's not fair to success.
I like that.
He's too successful. Well, what? Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
Old nigga. That's why.
Yeah, pretty much. And two things, right? I think a lot of rappers do this. Not many, I guess maybe not every rapper is self-aware enough to do it and do it for themselves and try to pinpoint or understand where it is for them. But I think every rapper, and I use the word talisman because of Jackie Chan Adventures that used to come on Saturday cartoons, the WB and shit. It was basically.
Look at the face I'm making.
I'm waiting for you to see if you understand what I'm talking about. So there was a Jackie Chan based cartoon. It was Jackie Chan and his uncle, and they were always fighting. They were trying to collect all of these talismans, and every talisman gave you a different power. Every talisman represented like a year in the Chinese every year in the Chinese calendar. So it'd be like the monkey talisman, the snake talisman, the dragon talisman, the eagle talisman, and it'll give you a different power for each talisman you had. So every episode, it was like, damn, the nigga took the talisman again. We gotta go get it. Oh, they found another one. We gotta go get it. It was like Dragon Ball Z. It's like Dragon Balls. We gotta go find a Dragon Ball. So, but each talisman had a power. So I always think back on that when I'm talking about rap and I'm talking about like how people piece their style together. Every rapper, I don't care who you are. You have at least 3 talisman that you grabbed from another rapper. At least 3. For Drake, he has the arrogance. I'm gonna only name 3 if I can try to get to 3. He's definitely using the arrogance that Jay-Z has. The conversational flow rap style is Joe Budden. And his I'm only gonna do 2 for now because I probably have to think about it a little bit more.
Yeah, no, now you've given me something to think about.
I probably have to listen to him some more. But like for me, I go about it like I feel like I switch talismans. Because off no beat, no whatever, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna set it up this way, it's gonna come out this way. A lot of times I'm trying to give off that first line impact that Jay-Z does sometimes. Like that who wanna bet us, that we don't touch let us. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I give you a first line that punches you like that you have to listen to the whole verse? You know what I'm saying? So like, is that sometimes I'll try to do something that Lupe does, where like he he'll reference something and try to find as many ways to reference it as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think I try not to use Lupe because Lupe for me is like he's like final boss, like in terms of overly complex lyrics.
I gotta go. Now? I gotta go. Bye. Cause
Wait, really?
no, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
That was me having disdain for your Lupe take. That's how I start hip hop. That's how I start rap debates that people don't want to have.
Oh no! I don't. You don't gotta debate it. It's just I've listened to so much Lupe.
No, I get it, bro. Everybody's got that person for them. I feel
just, you know what I'm saying? Every single time, you know what I'm saying?
It's literally Royce the 5'9".
Royce the 5'9" does that to me. He does that. I just don't listen to him enough.
When he's rapping, I could hate the beat. I have to know what he said. I have to. Because I know him, Crooked Eye, Black Thought, Loaded Lux.
Black Thought, oh my God.
Like, when you hear me try to, that's what I'm trying for that. And I'm falling way short.
Have you heard Black Thought's verse on Crown Kings? With Benny the Butcher?
And?
It's Black Thought and Benny the Butcher.
I might have. I might have it downloaded. But I want to, it's the total same
subject. That's one of those. Like, that verse is one of those. It's like, okay, I need to upgrade my raps. I'm going to go listen to that. Because that's one of those where it's just like, it's complex enough, but it's not like brain shattering. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like Lupe, he be trying to destroy your synapses in your brain when he talks.
He talks like he doesn't care what he's doing to your mental state.
Yeah, and that's what I get from him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to gravitate to the extensiveness of like his punchlines. Mm-hmm. Like Dumb It Down. Mm-hmm. You said I'm mouthless.
Because you have to go the furthest way to know how far other people are willing to go. Because you know where you can take it. But I don't know how far you're willing to travel to get that message. So I'm going to leave it right here. If I see that you grabbed it and you didn't really, I'm going to take you a little further. And I'm going to stay right in that region. And I'm going to keep, you know what I'm saying? I don't get too crazy with the words. So in the last two things that I wrote, the first line in the other thing I just wrote was, what I say? This is strictly hip hop, and I'm a keep squeezing till the clip drop, then another clip drop, and another clip drop, looking like a scene from John Wick minus Keanu, looking like a John Wick scene minus Keanu with limitless ammo. Terminator Commando Ramo, yes nigga, I'm that old. And I just went that way. But on this part, I said, you heard the chain snap, beast on the loose, population on the streets get reduced. So from that, I need you to know that that's where we're going. Mm-hmm. You heard the chain snap, beast on the loose, population on the streets get reduced. Oh, what are you talking about?
You just made me think of one of these. You just made me think of something. I gotta hold on. I gotta say it for you. Can you still see me?
Yeah. Probably not, no. Right? I can't.
Okay. I'm gonna find it real quick. Hold on. Okay. I said I'm gonna just give you the four line stanza. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. Okay. But I said no, I'll give you the one before it because it helps it make sense. Mm-hmm. I was basically rapping about this girl I met, and I said had to hit her back for a collab soon as I seen the features. Once she switched the bob out for the weave, I had to bob and weave her. Still waiting to be king of the jungle. Word to Jason Weaver. Tried to tell me that the kid was mine, I had to Billie Jean her. Thought that girl was mine, but now I'm fighting homie from the Beatles. And that is that's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. Because it's one of my favorites because I mentioned the girl, and then I mentioned Jason Weaver.
Yo.
But Jason Weaver famously played Michael Jackson. That's where the rhyme and reference, like, he famously played Michael Jackson. And he was also messing with this chick named Billie Jean. So I'm letting you know that the chick that I was messing with could possibly be Billie Jean or some relation to her. You know what I'm saying? And now, for the rhyme's sake, I thought the girl was mine, but now I'm fighting with the dude from the Beatles.
Yeah, no,
like,
I'm with it.
And if you don't know the girl is mine, if you don't know about that situation with bro and them, like,
and Michael Jackson.
I feel like those are the type of complex bars I like to do, because it's just like, all right, this bar is for the '90s kid who remembers The Lion King, the one who saw the Jackson 5 movie and knows that he's Michael Jackson, and the one who's the Michael Jackson fan who knows The Girl Is Mine, Billie Jean, and The Kid Ain't My Son, and all of that flash, and everything that happened with him and what's his name? Paul McCartney. You know what I'm saying? So
Michael Jackson
one of my favorites.
dirty, but I don't even want to. I mean, did he though? Do I care enough about Paul McCartney to care that Michael Jackson? No, I don't. So, quick question before we wrap this up, and I'm gonna leave it completely to you. I have my own reservations about what's just occurred cinematically with this Deadpool and Wolverine.
I haven't seen it yet.
I know.
I haven't seen it yet.
I know, because I haven't seen you talk about it. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Me neither. But I don't even need you to have seen it to ask you this question, because you're a critical enough thinker for this. What do you think this movie is going to do? No, I'm going to ask you this after I say this. Do you understand the fact that more money is made from the casual fan than from guys like you and I who live for post-credit scenes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now I can ask you this question. What do you feel this movie is going to do, positively or negatively? You could give me both, for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Totally. Just this movie.
From what I know about the movie, like trailers and whatnot, like just the plot that they were introducing before the movie came out of the whole thing, I think they're really, really gonna rely on Deadpool, and this is just an assumption, I haven't seen the movie yet. I think they're really gonna rely on Deadpool to tie every loose end. Like every question that Marvel fans have had about, damn, why don't they do this? Why they don't do this? Why they don't just add this person, or why they don't bring this back? And I feel like they're gonna try to answer every question, every like inconsistency in the timeline from like the writing's perspective. Deadpool's gonna come and fix that right up. He's gonna come in and make a joke here, make a joke there, make you understand, oh, okay, now this makes sense.
Now I want you to take what you just said, and I want to pull it into the realm of me and you talking about the differences in generations when it comes to hip hop. Mm-hmm. It's the same for movies, because us, my age group Marvel fan, we are way more invested in seeing it be what it was. We have a completely antiquated concept of the fact that we're no longer our marketing dollar, or our dollar, shut up, stupid. Our economic contribution to that realm is no longer. We are in the house. Y'all and younger are still going to Alamo theaters. Also, we don't need to write intricately for you. You just want to know that this character was over there at some point and did some stuff, and now they're here talking to you.
Right.
Going that way. And y'all don't care because he's funny. So Deadpool is the linchpin in what's gonna go further, because they don't care. Bro, they're looking at us like, listen, old farts, go watch it over there on Disney Plus, because that's why we gave it to y'all if you want to feel nostalgic. This train is going that way. It's not going where you're going. It's going to have some pictures on the wall. The train's going to have some pictures on the wall, you remember. We'll let you look out the window. We're going to pass some scenery for you. But for the people who are driving this train, who only care about the speed of the train, this is for them. We don't care about your dollar. Because actually, if you stopped watching us, we wouldn't hit a speed bump on the way. Because we've already made our money off you. And we continue to, because you're going to keep watching Disney Plus and all the old movies, sit your old behind in the corner, eat your fruit cup, and shut up. That's what they say.
Real shit. And it definitely applies to hip-hop, too. It 1,000% applies to hip-hop.
But I'm the only one who's come to that harsh reality. I'm trying to tell these other old niggas that it's over. I make relatable rap for the people who like it. Hey, I'm about to rap about some stuff that you can relate to. I don't really care if you stream it. I'm not trying to make millions of dollars. I'm just trying to be clever and talk about some stuff we both know about. However, I got some stuff for y'all too. Kids, I ain't got nothing for y'all. I'm sorry. I have nothing. I'm not going to play myself. I'm just not.
Right.
I know I'm self-aware, Flo, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm self-aware. I wish other hip-hop and movie fans in my age group were, because that would make the conversations betwixt us way more easy.
Way more easy, bro. Absolutely.
And this, for me, the only thing I can give you is the continued permission to be confident, because you're going to arrive at this space where you're going to feel like your pen is unmatched. And I can't wait till you get there, because what you already do is conceptual and clever. By the time you buy into your own sauce, because you're not completely bought into you, but that's a private combo. I know you're not, and you should be. Nobody could have did that. I feel nobody could have did that, bro. I'm not saying this to gas you, because realistically, you don't have to care about what I have to say. When you get fully actualized and knowing that you can't be effed with when it comes to making this concept stuff, because what you did on Lamborghini Dreams, I've never heard. Because when you write it and say it, now you can imagine red Lambo, purple Lambo, blue Lambo, green Lambo. Y'all hop out in the outfits but not super matchy, but this is what we dream about. We dream about coming up with the squad, eating with the people that you started with. That's a concept that somebody would have just wrote a song about it, and it would have said that instead of conceptualized that. Because when we were kids running the streets like we were Voltron, I always wanted to be the black one, but red was always my favorite color. Because I wasn't ready to be a leader yet. I knew I had it in me because my dad always told me never to be a follower. But I never truly understood how lonely that life gets when you look for other people who are willing to go first. And those people are in short demand.
That right there, what you just said, is kind of the deeper meaning of the title of the project. Because and I'll try to be quick. My whole understanding of the Green Ranger from when I was a kid until when I got older and started looking a little bit more into the comics and into the lore of Power Ranger and stuff like that, I'm just like, oh, this guy was a bad guy? Like, I didn't know that when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Because as a kid, when I was watching Power Rangers, remember, I'm 92. So whenever Power Rangers came on, it was literally reruns. Because by the time I was old enough to watch it, it was reruns. Right. So it was just like, all right, you see the White Rangers sometimes, you might see the Ninja Rangers, and I had the VHS. I still watch that movie like religiously, probably 3 or 4 times a year, because that's just nostalgia for me. Like, that's like a comfort movie for me. So the Green Ranger, because I knew Tommy to be the White Ranger and be the good guy, when I got introduced to the more information about the Green Ranger, it was just like, oh, this guy is kind of dark. right? And it don't seem like, especially with his whole redemption story, he don't really want to be the bad guy. Like this power he got, it's like, damn, I didn't. Niggas just gave me this, and now I'm a villain. Now I'm a bad guy. You know what I'm saying?
It feels like that sometimes.
What made me think what you said reminds me of that, because a lot of times with this music and this hip hop shit, I'm trying to take it to the moon. Like there was a interview with Kanye. It's just like, I'm the guy that's, if we in a war and we in the front lines and there's a hill, I'm the one that's gonna go over the hill and see what they doing and come back and let us know it's okay. I might have a couple arrows in my back, but I'm gonna be the one to do it. And I always think about that when it comes to music. It's just like, nah, I know we can do that. Whenever I talk about niggas, I get frustrated sometimes, because it's like, yo, y'all don't even understand. We could have Wu-Tang, Odd Future, all of that shit could have been us. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it gets in. I have another lyrical breakdown where I break down that line of lately I feel like Tommy Oliver, and sometimes I have realized I had to do it alone. I had to go be the Green Ranger, Dolo. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because only the Green Ranger has the shield. Only he has the extra power. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I had to put it in my mind, like, you know what? Maybe it might just have to be me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I actually have to sit here with this helmet on my lap, like Kobe with the trophy. And
I've felt,
you know what I'm saying?
like that since I had no confidence at all. When I was getting bullied in middle school and chased home 3-4 days a week, and I didn't really understand why I was this target. And then I took a step back and realized it's because, Wayne, everything you do, you always go first. You always have to answer first in class. Whenever there's, in gym, you always want to be picked first. Even though you're not, you just want to be first. You always have to prove yourself. And then once I got to the point where I want to go first, because if I let somebody else go first, they're going to mess the landscape up. That's my reason to go first now. If I don't say first or do first, somebody else is going to say something that's going to mess up everybody else speaking after this. I have to go first. I have to open the gate up. I have to start the conversation. I can't let you handle this conversation. I have to talk about this. Like, that's literally how I feel every time I make content. I'm not going to leave it up to the talking heads to talk about this. They don't love it like we love it. They don't know it like we know it. They have to read notes, my nigga. We live the notes they reading. I live the notes most of these niggas reading about the stuff they trying to talk about. Mm-hmm. I'm in that.
A lot of times I'll sit there after I post a video or I'll make a tweet or something, and it's just like, after doing it, I always think about it, because I don't want to say always, but over years I've kind of indoctrinated myself to what I know is cool. Like, I know, and what I know and live and do, if I didn't bump into anyone or anyone else's influences, this is what I know is cool.
Word.
And I also have an understanding of everything outside of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what other people see as cool too. So when I do something and I completely throw all the cool shit out the window, I feel free. But then after it's done, after I send the tweet, after I make the post, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm just like, how cool do I look right now? Do I look uncool? Like, a lot of times, it doesn't happen a lot anymore, because nowadays I just stand on it and I'll make sure I'll triple check what I'm about to say before I post it. But sometimes I used to just post stuff, and after I posted it, I'm just like, don't nobody want to hear that shit, bro. And I'll just delete it. You know what I'm saying? Videos, tweets, pictures, songs. And it's just like, yeah, ain't nobody paying attention to that shit. And I have to stop doing that, because the more I realize I'm not, like, I can't, and to try to wrap it all up, I can't try to follow anyone else's path or try to be anyone else and shit like that. So when it comes to that and my involvement with music and just my passion for it, I'd be like, you know what? Maybe I have to be the one who looks crazy on the internet for the next 2 or 3 years, screaming at his phone about hip hop and and posting comic book related music until someone discovers it. And it's like, hey, that nigga is hip hop.
Right.
Like, the way I look at myself, if no one gets it, before I decide to put the mic down or before I check out of life permanently.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If no one knows it before then, after death, I will be remembered like MF Doom. I always think about it like that. From the moment I first heard MF Doom and started paying attention to him and seeing how he moves with the character and the mask and shit, I'm just like, this is what I'm trying to do. Lord Quaz, Quasimodo, Madlib, like the whole voice flip thing and all that with the character. And I love that shit, bro. Like, I absolutely love. If I, in a perfect world, I would bring hip hop back to that. In a perfect world, I would bring it back to where we could get niggas like Lord Quaz on the radio going platinum with the likes of people like Drake and Jay-Z and the Dojas and all of the different variations. I want all hip hop to thrive. That's my hip hop utopia.
Do you okay, I'm gonna tell you why that utopia does not and cannot and will not exist, and I will absolutely close.
I'm aware, of course.
But I'm gonna tell you why it can't. Because we don't control it. If we did, hip hop would look like it did from 1998 to 2004. After 50 Cent, hip hop was now one person dominated for a period. And then after that, it stayed that way. And it won't change because it's what's allowed the other people who control it to make the most money. We make the most money when we divide hip hop in half. In 1998, from 1998 to 2004, DMX, Jay-Z, Ludacris, Nelly, Eminem, Kanye, Little Kim, Lil Wayne, Cash Money Records, all the names I'm naming, all of them sold millions of records. All of them. Method Man, Red Man, all the mans, Beanie Man, actually for real, Big Elephant Man. So all the mans, demand them, was selling mad records. Once the 360-degree deal propagated by one Leor Cohen began to become the industry standard, it now became only 1 to 3 people can eat at a time and only one woman can be dominant. And while that happens,
we gotta clip this. You have to.
Wait, I'm going to. And while that happens, the natural selection squabble between people of color will begin because we've already trained them to be that way because of the book that Willie Lynch wrote way back then. And now we're just going to use it to continue to manipulate Negroes and Spics to do what we know they do best and argue amongst themselves about who's the best among them when we're really the puppet master of it all. Now, what we will do is we'll present to you the best of the best who came from the nowheres. And then you say to yourself, I can be that, or at least I can try. And while I try, I can tear down everyone else around me. I'm not down to do that. That's not hip hop. We don't care. We'll find somebody who does. Hey, we're going to get you shot 9 times, put you over here, tell your story. Now you can be the person that survived near death who can become this. And they do it time after time. They reheat the same meal and they make us eat it. And guess what? We eat it willingly as if it's a new meal because to us it is. They just dress it in a different thing. Jay-Z, I was selling mad bricks. Now I'm a mogul. 50 Cent, I got shot 9 times. Now I'm a mogul. Before that, Russell Simmons, I was eating Spam sandwiches in the projects in Queens. Now I'm a mogul and my brother's a mogul. Like it happens all the time. And it only happens when you include people who have agendas and can make money off of our traumas, which is what's been happening since the beginning of hip hop. And we add to that trauma by arguing with each other about who's best instead of understanding why we're arguing. Somebody else kicks the hornet's nest and we sting each other all the time. And it's been happening since we stopped building the country. The moment we stopped building the country, the moment we stopped being an asset, the moment we no longer, we were the economy and then we became the economy. They understood that. They're like, you know what? We can't make them work in the fields, but we can definitely make them keep picking up our cotton shirts and foreign names, and as they bury themselves in debt trying to look rich and compete with one another to look like the people we point as success. Well, who do we have a black leader? Well, Jay-Z, right? I love Hov. He's not a black leader, but that's what we don't have. A black leader. We don't have black leadership because we don't believe success is in the common man. We don't believe the success is in the alderman that became a lawyer that became a. We believe in the success of everything that's been pushed in front of our faces. We don't even believe in the nuclear family anymore. That's why we don't believe in success. We believe in entrepreneurship and I can rise to the top by myself. No one ever has. No one ever has. The love of a woman and the responsibility of a family has always been the strength of our community. Then we started to look at it like that was being a sucker. That's lame. That's corny. And the message continued. While the real battles we're fighting in our schools, in our group homes, in our streets are really being fought by men. We're the reason you have the freedom to even breathe. We're making it safe for you. Yet you're looking up instead of looking around. Why? I don't rap. Listen to me when I tell you this. I don't rap about things I don't have, I don't live, or haven't done. Ever. Ever. I will never mislead somebody with this voice I was given because it's a gift. I don't have to be this good with words. I don't know where or what you believe, but over here, and I say you to whoever's watching, not you personally. Mm-hmm. But my faith is your faith, but that's not even where we meet. I'm just telling you why I feel the way I feel about me. And that's all I've ever done. Which brings me back to you. Nobody could have done that project. Nobody could have done Lamborghini Dreams. Nobody can do what you do, bro. Nobody. And I need you to know that publicly. I don't care. I don't know what the stream numbers are because you're one of those people that's humble. Even if they were good, you wouldn't even post them, I feel like. But the response does not always equal the impact. What you do have motivated people to start pushing their pen again. I guarantee it. There's somebody, younger or older. I've already told you that it was me. You made me be like, yo, why am I not doing that? He believes in it and he's conceptual. So he knows he's reaching. You know you're reaching. You know you're trying to take people where they're not always willing to go, but you're going to go there. Whoever's down, they can roll. Whoever's not, you're not going to slow up for them. And I know sometimes you almost feel encouraged to. Give them a little bit. Give them a reason to come along. But once they're there, it's still you. Mm-hmm. It's not compromise. It's understanding the landscape. Because you know what you're not willing to do artistically. You know that. You already have that. That foundation in you is dead set. It's set. Wherever you go is where you choose to take them, and it's still going to be you authentically. You'll never not be you to get somewhere, I promise you, because you don't know how not to be. Mm-hmm. You've authentically got to right where you're at. So why you're never going to deviate. There are people that are drawn to transparency. Keep being you. You might not have needed that. I'm sorry, bro. I just needed to say that.
You know why I'm gonna say, bro. and I don't want to make it too long, but first of all, that was a lot. I don't know if you saw my face the entire time you were saying that, bro. That was a lot. But it's not news. It's like when you're watching a movie and you like, damn, is this guy the bad guy? I don't know. This guy might be the bad guy. And then you get to the end and it's just like, this nigga was the bad guy. But you know how. Like, you get to see the entire thing. Like, you see the whole setup. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you watch those heist movies and you don't know what that one thing that they didn't do, and then you see, oh, it was the dummy truck. It was the this, that, and the third. That was me listening to you just now, because I have a lot of thoughts, and this is why I appreciate what you're saying. And when you tell me about my lyrics and my music, because very, very often, I even said it in one of the videos I posted, I have to get talked off of the cliff of giving up on rap at least once a month, bro. And simply because it's like I always feel like I'm being ignored. Like what you said about being conceptual and doing that because you know you're reaching, a lot of that is like, I guess, somewhat psyching myself out, a little bit of manifestation. Like, I'm gonna speak this into existence. I'm rapping from the perspective, like I told you last time, from the future. I'm rapping from the perspective of future me. So this is how I want to sound. This is the things that I want to say. These are things that I want to be true and have people agree. You know what I'm saying? So like, when you put these songs out and no one listens or no one watches or no one says anything or no one notices that one line or those lines when you took an extra time to make sure you wrote it a certain way, it's just like, fuck, why am I doing this? And then you have conversations like this where someone lets you know, it's like, okay, it's a little bit of a little bit of weight off the shoulders. So I thank you. Sincerely, thank you, because that does so much. It does so much, bro. Like, for real. What you said, and I think you may have radicalized me a little bit on some hip hop shit with that, because
I didn't mean to. I'm not trying to create conspiracy theories or nothing.
No, not even
I'm
conspiracy
just asking
theories.
you to watch historically what's been happening.
Everything you said made sense. It's from the moment you said it had to be one person. All of the rap debates I've had, it faded away, like when Thanos did the snap. I was like, oh, this is why. And this is kind of the thing I keep hitting at in a lot of my videos recently, but I don't want to post it because I don't know if I'm prepared for all of the backlash and discourse that it's gonna cause. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ready to deal with that. I'm not ready to deal with a big wave of ignorance and just troll, pushback, and all of that. I don't know if I'm ready for that. But you said something that I went out. The divide and conquer shit is definitely working on us. Like, it's working. And I was looking at it on just the hip hop perspective with this diaspora war shit and are you a Drake fan or are you a Kendrick fan? Are you a Nicki fan or you a Cardi fan? Are you a Lotto fan or you a Meg fan?
Are you
pro-max?
Listen, I'm not done. Are you pro-vax, anti-vax, pro-mask, anti-vax, pro-mask, anti-mask, pro-abortion, anti-abortion, pro-gun, anti-gun? They make us do it everywhere.
It's like, like everything has to.
There's only two choices for you. But let me tell you something that's crazy. Do you know why that tactic is employed and where it's employed? It's employed when people want to raise children to just be listeners. Because if I give you this or that and tell you there's no other options, it doesn't take you much to pick one. And if somebody else picks the other one, you're going to look at them crazy because you've been picking this one your whole life, this or that. I never had that. I was allowed to choose. But I also understood pecking order.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I knew I had the right to choose from cousin down. From auntie up, shut your mouth and take what you get. From auntie down, you could debate a little bit. These new kids, still this or that, but their whole life has been this or that. Nickelodeon or Disney Channel. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mike or LeBron. Right? Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. If you try to bring anybody else in there, people get mad. It's always been present. This or that. That's how you train children, to be listeners and rule followers. I only gave you 2 options. Pick one. There's nothing else.
Even when you hear people say like, pick a side or don't be on the fence or blah 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 blah. Right. It's just like,
why not? You know what's at the top of the fence? Perspective. People don't want you to have.
You literally took the words, bro, because that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's just like, why are we so hell bent on having just one way of looking at things, or just one way of doing things, or just, you know what I'm saying? Like, why?
Because there's currency in combat.
Why, like, and I'm putting all of the legal salacious shit aside. Why can't J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Drake all exist at the
currency in combat? When there's combat, that means you're gonna have to support one person or the other. Where there's support dollars, support streams.
And I don't like that. I really, really don't like
that's the corporation side of rap.
Yeah, I don't, and that's the one thing I don't like about I'm trying to find the right way to say it, because it's not even like I'm offending, but I want to make sure my thought is coming out correctly. I don't like that. I don't like that it's not in our control. Number one.
Right.
I don't like that it's not in our control. And I also don't like that everyone is so convinced that this is the only fucking way.
You could take that statement and just apply it across the board to
I hate that. Yeah, like I hate that people refuse to let it be any other way. Like, why does it have to be like you play the cards that you were dealt? But it's not even like we're looking at a dealer. There's a deck on the table. This is Uno. We can literally look at pick and play. We don't even do the pick and play option, bro. We just literally, they gave you 2 cards. Which one you gonna do?
Where those cards come from? That's my question. Where those cards come from? What you mean? They only made 2 cards? There's only 2 political parties? There's only 2 basketball players at a time that were great?
And that's what I was
There's only 2 shoe brands?
Yeah, like, bro, I was having a conversation with someone recently, and it's just like,
we're so stupid.
The downfall of Wale is a lot more, and maybe we can stop here and let this be something for another video. I'm starting to think now, the downfall of artists like Wale, who were very intellectual, political at times, poetic, soulful, but could also deliver on the hits. It makes it's an interesting thought now when you think about all of this. The downfall or fading away, I don't want to say fading away because that sounds a little disrespectful, but
he kind of became obscure. It's fine.
Yeah, like the quietness of Wale makes sense now, because why would we, what kind of conflict can we cause with a nigga that's doing everything? With a nigga that's doing everything we need. We need someone to be on the ignorant side. We need someone to be on the intelligent side. You know what I'm saying? We need the yin and yang. The back.
You know what's so sad about that? I don't like Wale.
For real?
Yeah. I don't know if it's his voice.
I like Wale a lot. Especially like lyrically, I like Wale.
No, but that's what I'm saying to you. I think for me, it's kind of like how people feel about oatmeal. It's a texture thing. I have to really enjoy your voice to listen to you. You said battle rap. I don't like I can't listen to DNA. I hate listening to DNA rap.
Yeah, there are certain
Danny
voices.
Myers rap. Can't listen to Nas rap. I can't listen to Wale rap. When I can't listen to Logic rap. I've heard Logic say some of the illest, but I cannot listen to that man rap.
Yeah,
I know he can rap. I just can't listen to it. Side note, because I'm leaving right now. Go stream. Say your project, brother. I'm plugging you. Pause.
Oh, I thought you
Take 2. Live. Go.
That was mad funny. Lately,
shout out to my man Flo. We want to go stream that sometime. I feel like Tommy Shepard. It's a Green Ranger conceptual joint. Tommy Oliver. I said Tommy Shepard. That's the dude from Above the Rim.
Shepard. Ain't that boy from Above the Rim?
Yeah.
Nah, man. Lately, I've been feeling like Tommy Oliver everywhere.
Hey, we gonna talk soon, little bro. I'm gonna talk to you real soon because I got some concepts.
Nah, for facts. That Phantom Menace, that's something that
Phantom Menace gotta happen.
Nah, for sure, bro.
It gotta happen. But holla at me, yo.
Nah, for sure, bro. Stay up.